Good morning from this North Wales coast. I'm sort of in between Llandulus and Colwyn Bay. What a few days we've had. Not managed to do any fishing in the last 5 or 6 days. I'll explain in a minute. It's been a crazy one. Well, I'll explain. I'm here now. It's not ideal for this beach. It's could do with it blowing in a bit. It's the middle of the day. It's about 11:30, 11:45. Bright as it gets, not a cloud in the sky. It'd have been better with a bit of overcast, a little bit of surf, but last time I was here it fished all right. I'll show you the rigs now, show you what's going on. I've got Caden to my left. Curtis isn't here with us today. He's in bed. He's been in hospital for 3 days. Horrific injury. I've never seen nothing like it, but he's all right now, and he's back at the caravan in a big bed relaxing. I'll explain what's going on, and it's been crazy. Anyway, spin this camera around. We're back on it now. We're out, and hopefully we can get some fish. Got Caden there just setting up. He's going on the squid. Show you my rigs now. This is where I fell over when the fish slayer tried to eat the fish and I split my knee open. But I was in Crocs last time. Now I've put my boots on. Got some crab and some squid. Clip down. I'm using these clip downs or splash downs or splash up or clip round or whatever, flip about, because the imps keep coming out on me. And I've got a straight up peeler on that one, and that's a little crab with a bit of squid tentacle. And what you got here, you got these rocks here. After about 30 or 40 yards, you're at a deep sandy channel. It is a bit dodgy on the feet, and you do get snagged. However, down there, there's somebody fishing there. You've got a beach bit there. There's no snags. It's a lot easier on the foot, but I've always found that up here by the rocks, you seem to do a lot better here than down on that beach, and I think that's because it starts getting all touristy around there, and it's more of a shallow, featureless bay, and there's more people in the water down there. You know, there's some of the busiest beaches along the North Wales coast there. If you come over there and walk down this beach, put the effort in, walk the extra 10 or 15 minutes, you know, you don't get nobody down here, and in my opinion this does more fish and better fish than down there. You got if my calculations are right, about 45-50 yards, you've got a deep sandy gully, and that's normally what does the fish, whereas down there it's just more of a shallow bay and featureless. But it's easier on the foot, it's easier to walk to, and there's no snags. But I'd rather eat a couple of these rocks and lose fish than fish down there and not get any fish. So I'm going to get these out now, and I'll let you know what's going on with Curtis. It's not been too good for him, to be honest, but let's get these baits out and see if we can make it happen. So the rods are in. Straight up peeler on your left, and peeler with a squid tentacle on the right. Bass and hounds are the target. There's been a couple of good bass from here lately, especially this bit by this brick. Rock, cliff, whatever you want to call it, that big lump there. And they've been falling to peeler crab. Ours are frozen, not ideal, but oh, that's not crabs already. But frozen. Anyway, Curtis, you all know Curtis, you've seen him in the videos. He done me on the bull huss the other day. I had a couple of bull huss from down the Llandulus beach when I blanked. I'm on a free blanking streak as well. This is the 4th trip, potentially there could be 4 blanks in a row. But anyway, I was at the caravan. Curtis was on his mountain bike on the jumps, and one of his handle grips didn't quite have the bit of rubber around. There was a sharp bit of metal on the end of the handle, you know, like just the round bit, the sharp. And he's gone off a jump, landed funny, and the handlebar has stuck straight in him in his groin, and then ripped it open. I will say how brave he was. We've seen the injury, and you could have literally fitted your hand in it. You could see intestines and everything. So without thinking, he was in the car. We whizzed him down to Bodelwyddan Hospital at about 120 mile an hour all the way, straight there. He went straight into a room. He had a team of about 10 or 15 people straight on him. It was trauma unit, you know, it was as bad as it could be. Touch wood. It was all, well, there was no organ damage, everything was fine. It was just an absolutely huge wound, and it was horrific. So the last few days we've been in and out of hospital. But he's back at the caravan on the bed. We made him a big bed. His mum's waiting on him, doing everything, and he's getting up and getting about a bit. He's going to be absolutely fine. It's just a shock, and it's going to take some recovery. So he's not here today. So if anybody wants to drop him a comment or a couple of words on this video, I'll be sure to tell him, and he'll have a read. But he's all right. He's going to be all right. That's the main thing, isn't it? And then there's loads of other stuff going on as well. Another family member's in hospital, which I'm not going into. That's equally as bad. And it's just been a testing time. But got out. Going to get a couple hours fishing done now. I'm only local. and see if we can make something happen. Caden's here, so one of the bros is here. But on the plus side, Curtis isn't here, so that means he can't beat me today. We're about half hour off low water. I'm going to fish it up for an hour or so. Literally just getting out for an hour, just to get out really. I wasn't even going to film today, but I thought, you know what, I'll let you know what's happening, because I've never normally go more than a couple of 3 days without a video, and I have done so for obvious reasons. Wouldn't bother me if I had to have a month off no fishing, as long as everybody's alright. But I've come down here, just down the road, gonna have a couple hours. Got some squid, some worm and some crab that's got to be used up, and that's that really. So if any of you want to drop him a comment on here, he will have a read. It's been crazy. Never seen nothing like it. It was like you could have just put your hand inside him. I've seen all his insides and everything. Scary times, but he's fine, and that is all that matters. Yeah, I'll bring you back if anything happens. As I said, you could do with a bit of overcast here, the wind blowing in and a bit of a swell, where it couldn't be the opposite. The wind's blowing out, is an easterly. And they say when the wind blows east, the fish bite least. That's what they say, don't they? But we'll see. Yeah, I definitely think I'm going to hit a couple of snags here today. I'd have really have thought that. But from my experience fishing here, the few times I have fished it, it's worth hitting a couple of snags to get on to where the fish are. Are they there? Sure, we'll find out within the next hour. Well, 20 minutes has gone. Nothing to report apart from little pings. There's a strong crosswind coming. There is sort of at that angle. And even though I've got 6-ounce grippers on, he's still pinging up every now and then. And, you know, pinging out and moving downstream the leady. So I'm going to have to leave a bit of slack in the next one, get a bow in the line, so I can just hold bottom a bit better. But let's have a look anyway. I've got a feeling we're going to be crabs. I've got a feeling. Let's have a look. Tighten up. The main thing is no snag. I was definitely in the sandy gully then because I felt it unplug. So I'm in the right spot. I've got the right baits. So can't really do no more than I am. That crab looks absolutely perfect. I've seen it from out there then. That's going to cause us a problem. Let's have a look. And if that one's perfect, I'm guessing the other one's going to be. Yeah, I've still got pretty much a perfect peeler crab on there. And he's been on the money for the last 20 minutes. The tide's just about to turn. It does normally pick up when it turns though, so I think I'm going to put 2 squid out, give them 20 minutes, and then we'll put a squid and a crab out, and then I've sort of worked out if I want the squid or the crab, and go from there. So I'm going to get this back out with a nice juicy squiddly diddly on. Try and work it out. I was hoping that would have been crabbed out really, so then I would have thought I've not been fishing effectively. And there might be fish there, the crabs have just bet onto it. That proves to me there's nothing there at the moment. Subscribe! Well, them squid baits was in for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, brought them in, not been touched. I've just put a crab on the left and a squid on the right. It's not looking good, is it? Just been making some bites. This is how much time I've got on my hands. I've got about 7 or 8 crab I've got to use up and loads of squid. It's not going back in the fridge or freezer. So look at these for baits. There's 2 crabs in each one, but I've only used the best bit of the crabs. I've chopped all the shell off. And I've only used like the squid heads with the juice in, so they are 2 and probably the best baits I've ever presented. Just think of the stink that's coming out them, look. A proper stinky bait. I'm going to soak these now in the bottom of my cool box in the bag that the squid was in. There's loads of squid juice and crab juice as it's been like thawing out in the sun, so I'm going to soak these in there as well now for another 10 minutes, and I'm going to clip them to one. But as far as bait presentation goes, like, you can't get no better than that, can you? The hooks are like perfectly in place. The fin gauge, the sharp, the baits are oozing. So yeah, so I'm going to store these now in the cool box in all the juice. See if we can get something to happen, but I've not had a touch. Caden hasn't had a touch. It's not looking good. It's nice to be back out though, to be fair, after what's been going on, but they are going to stink the water up them. If these don't do it, I might just say, you know what, I'm out of it. I don't like giving in, you know that. Well, is that a wasp? It's a butterfly. A quick update. I'm going to update you about nothing because nothing's happened. I've just been thinking about how I can save time on the bag. Now, we all know changing baits and putting baits on is like the key thing, and a lot of people clip the baits on, have them hung up. Now, I don't like having my baits hung up on the tripod ready because I think they'll just dry out and the juices drip out. It's alright if you're quickly fishing and you're just putting a bit of lug on and you're blasting like little things like that, but I think for the type I do, I need the juices. I couldn't have a crab hanging up on there now for 10 or 15 minutes in this sun. It would be an old dried out crab by the time it went in. And it's got me thinking, because I need to save as much time and get as much stuff in there, especially with me filming. YouTube is pretty much all, well, it is all I do now. I don't do nothing else. I'm a full-time YouTuber. That is what I do, so I need to maximise my time, because recording takes up a lot of time. Like doing this now, looking at you, I could be looking at the rods and then squid and crab on my hands, pressing with the camera and stuff, and microphones, and updating you what's happening. So what I was thinking, get like a little mini call box, and before I come to every session, the night before or the morning before or whatever, literally pre-bait about 10 snoods with the hook links on, keep them all in a box with like this, just the swivel hanging out, leave them soak in their own juices, so I can turn up to a session and effectively not have to put any bait on, just clip one on every cast. 10 or 15 snoods baited, he's going to give me 10 or 15 casts without worrying, and the baits are all prepared. And when you're at home as well, or you're actually sat down and not concentrating on fishing or recording, you can put your time into making them baits absolutely perfect. That's what I was thinking anyway. Yeah, just stuff like that. So I think now it's all that I do. I've got the time to start planning things like this and thinking, well, I could come here all prepared now and that. I'm still learning all the way. I only started using these clip-on hook links a month or two ago. Definitely learning as I go, like everybody else. Well, you can learn as much as you want, can't you? And I'm looking at the 4th blank in a row here. But I do have them 2 secret weapons to put on in a minute, them squid and crab bundles of juice. I should really do the business, I'd have thought. If nothing touches one of them, especially now the tide's flooding, it's been flooding for about 25-30 minutes now, this is prime time. If those 2 baits don't get a bite at the start of the flood here, then there's no fish here. And that is as simple as that. Or they are there, I just can't catch them. I'm going to be over in a minute, I am. Anyway, make sure you hit that subscribe button, please. Thank you. The time has come to put them bundles of goodness on. That's what it's all about, them bundles of goodness. They've got to go, haven't they? They have to go. I mean it, if they don't go, I'm going to be out of here. This might be the shortest video ever, but it is just to get back into it and let you know what's happening. It's just been nice to come and have a couple hours with what's been happening. Yeah, the baits aren't even getting crabbed, never mind. Fished. Oh God, there's no bait on that. Now that's a shock that the bait's gone. Okay then. Well, if the crabs are there, at least there's some food source there for the smooth hounds to come in on, so that's a good sign. I'm happy that I've been crabbed, how about that? And wrapped up in here, in all the juices. Got that big bag of juice. Got them 2 snoods. I'm definitely going to find a way to prepare them and bring them all with me, because I've just got absolutely covered in crap making them there. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that bad boy. And the quickness of getting them out as well. It's like, I used to be a big carp fisherman. I've done carp fishing for pretty much all my life. I only started sea fishing in COVID-19 because all the carp lakes shut, so I thought I'd give it a go, and excuse the pun, but I was literally hooked from them. And I don't like carp fishing at all now, to be honest. Don't mind a few hours stalking or whatever, but the type of carp fishing that I've done was 2, 3, 4 days chasing one bite, and you know, I could never go back to that now. Anyway, moral of what I'm trying to say is, I used to do all my preparing, all my baits, all my rigs, prepare for days. But with sea fishing, I've never done that. I think from now on I'm going to try and prepare as much as I can beforehand. Now we've got that big bundle of goodness there, and I'm leaving the camera on for a few minutes because if there is anything out there, that is going to leave a lot of scent in the water. We don't want to go massively far here. Anything over 40-50 yards, you're on the channel. Don't want to go far at all. Plenty that. Feeling it down, yeah. You can tell when you're in the channel. I can tell I'm in there as well, because every time I reel in, it's plugging out. So get that clutch set. hopefully this is going to be the time where it goes whack. Reel the slacking because the crosswind is horrendous. Clutch set. We'll just see how that goes. And this one, yeah, that was in the channel too. It's not really a channel, it's like a little sandy gully. I've looked on the maps and the Google Earths, and then you can see it and you can tell when you're in it as well. And it's where I've caught all the fish from this spot over the years. It's not a bad little mark, to be honest. I'm not doing it any justice now. It's not a bad little mark normally. Right, that squid is still on. It's been crabbed though. For the first couple of casts on each rod, there was no crabs. Now I'm actually being crabbed. So something is moving in with the tide. If it's not what we want, but it's something, eh? And something is better than nothing, isn't it? Or is it? I suppose it depends what that something is. Anyway, I'm in a bit of a tangle here. I'm going to get that rig clipped off. Go into my bag of goodness. Get that other little bundle of goodness. Clip it on and send it out. Now, it would be lovely to have a box of 10 or 15 pre-baited hook links like that, all dripping in the stuff. Might start adding some oils, some different, you can buy all the flavours, holy mackerel and oil this. I've never really been a big believer in them, to be honest. I believe that natural is best. You can do too much, can't you? There's a worm out there, the fish will eat it if it's a squid out there, but going forward, making them baits as stinky as possible and getting them out as quick as possible. I'm going to be doing a bit of experimenting, put it that way. Perfect that. Absolutely perfecto. We'll get these in, set the clutches. That crosswind is horrendous. I can't quite feel it here because I'm just behind the mountain, but I can tell by my lines in the water that it's absolutely blowing everything out there. Yeah, everything's been blown around. It's getting a lot worse, to be honest. But it is what it is, eh? The rods are in. The bait is on the dance floor, as they say. The bait's on the dance floor. I'm going to go and sit behind the camera for a little bit and hope and pray something kicks off soon. Hope it does. Well then, them big balls of goodness have been in for about 25 minutes. The water's nearly come right up to the tripod now. It's been flooding in. Not a tap. It is quite a small tide. I do like to fish it on a bigger tide, but I don't know if it's just daytime. We've been in the middle of this little mini heat wave for, well, I was in bite then, for the last 3 or 4 days, and it does make a difference, don't it? It could do with some bad weather coming in, something to mix it up a bit, dropping the pressure or something like that. I'm going to have a look at these baits because I'm going to see how it goes. Caden's not had a bite too. I think Caden's give up by the look of it, and I don't blame him. If I'm totally honest, I don't think my head's in the right place to be fishing properly anyway. Just not feeling it today. Not feeling it properly anyway. Well, I'll show you this video regardless of what happens because I do like to keep it real, and there is nothing more realer than today. Get out again within the next couple of days and do something local. It's not over, by the way. It's not over. Let's have a look at these baits. Yeah, it might be over. I'd have thought that would have been the absolute perfect bait. Last time I was here, I was having a bite every 2 minutes. That ball of goodness is still there. Let's put this rod down, lean on the tripod, and have a look at the other one. Really don't know what to do, what to say. Last time I was here, it was a bit more rougher, but every 5 minutes the rod was bending over. So let's have a look at this now. Definitely in that sandy gully. The fish just aren't there, and you can only catch what's in front of you. And at this moment in time, there is nothing in front of me. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what's on my hook. Let's have a look what's on the hook. Wow. I think that tells me all I need to know. That is another big ball of goodness that's been there 20-25 minutes I've been out. Everything's right, the up point's still right. It's not there. That is beautiful here though. We've got a glider plane coming over or something very low. Yeah, I'm going to call it, people. If them bites haven't been tough, I've not had one bite to make me stay, and I'm about an hour and a half into the flood now. And as soon as it turns here, it does normally kick off. So, fished it for an hour and a half. That plane's right above us. All the right stuff. Be quiet, I'm trying to film a video here. Anyway, I'm not feeling the fishing 100%, so I'm going to get out of here. It's not happening. I'll see you in the next one sometime soon, somewhere by the sea. So, see you soon. Bye.